Hi, and welcome to our STEAM program at the Everett Free Library. This is week 1 of our social distancing STEAM program, and today we are going to talk about seeds. You should have a kit from the library that has 2 bags of potting soil, a triangle packet that has seeds in it, and 2 log sheets with squares on them. Those are all for this week. You should also have two pots of flowers like this, 2 pieces of paper. Those are for next week. And at the end of this video, I'll talk some more about what we're doing in the upcoming weeks. From home today, you'll need a container and some water and some small containers that you want to use to plant your seeds in. Mine are milk cartons. You could have an applesauce container or some other a plastic cup, just some small container like that. You will also need a paper towel. First, we're going to talk about what seeds need to start growing. You know, we've all seen packets of seeds that we buy at the store, and there's dry seeds in there that are ready for planting, but why don't they grow in the packet? What is it that seeds need to start growing? They need several things. They need moisture, they need some water, which we are going to add. They need a place to grow, that's the soil, and they need heat. Seeds often will not sprout without heat, which is why seeds can fall off a plant in the fall and overwinter in the ground just fine and they don't grow. And then in the spring, whenever it gets warm, they'll start growing. Several things that plants need, they need sunlight. Seeds don't need sunlight. They're underground, they're covered with a little bit of dirt, and they start growing without the sun, but the plants need sun. The first thing that we're gonna do is plant our sunflowers. There should be 2 kinds of seeds in your packet. If you open that up, there should be round, oblong, brown and black seeds, and there should be sort of triangular white and black striped seeds. Which ones do you think are the sunflower seeds? Okay. The sunflower seeds are the white and black striped triangular ones. We're going to plant those first. So what you're going to want to do is dump your 1 baggie of potting soil into your container and add a little bit of water and mix that up. You want the soil damp, not dripping wet, but damp. And then we're going to fill our container that we want to grow our plants in. Okay. Tap that on the table a little bit so that your soil settles. And then take a sunflower seed and poke it down just a little bit. Maybe to the first knuckle of your finger. You want it covered with a little bit of soil, but not too much. You'll want to set these in a warm place in your house and make sure that it stays watered. You don't want it to get dripping wet, but you want it to stay damp. Do you know what the big word for seeds sprouting and starting to grow is? It's called germination. Can you say that with me? Germination. That happens whenever the plant, in this case the seed, recognizes what the environment is telling it, that it's okay to start growing. So whenever it gets warm, whenever it gets moist, So that it's the change in environment, that the heat of spring is telling it it's okay to start growing, that it's not going to freeze and die from cold. So we want to set that in a warm place in our house. From the back of the sunflower packet, this says that these seeds will sprout in 10 to 14 days. So you'll want to keep this, you'll want to watch this for about 2 weeks before you see anything happening. Keep it watered. You may not need to water every day, but check it every day to make sure that the soil is still damp and that it's in a warm place in your house. It's still a little bit too cold to put it outside, but you'll want to keep it inside and keep it warm and see what happens. After it starts to grow, you can use one of your log sheets and draw in the squares what's happening with your plant. You know, see what's happening, and whenever we get back together, we'll compare that with each other. Sunflowers have sun in their name. They have a unique quality, not entirely unique, because a lot of plants do follow the sun, but sunflowers track the sun every day. A lot of plants will turn to face the sun. You know, if you have potted plants in your window, they'll often turn and face the sun. Sunflowers do that every day, and that's called heliotropism. That's another big word, heliotropism. And that's the sunflowers turning to face the sun all day long. You can look on YouTube or online for videos of that, and some of those are pretty cool, time-lapse videos of sunflowers following the sun. Let's move on to the second set of seeds in our packet, the brown and black oblong ones. Any ideas what those might be? Those are green bean seeds, and we're gonna do something different with those. Instead of planting them right into our soil, we're gonna watch them grow a little bit. So you'll need your cup of water again, and you want to grab your paper towel and get your paper towel wet. You want it damp. You don't want it dripping, so squeeze out a lot of the water, but you do want it fairly damp. And then we're gonna put our bean seeds on the paper towel. Okay, like that. And fold it over to keep the seeds damp. And then we're gonna stick this in our baggie. Just like that. Zip the baggie mostly up, and you'll want to check this every day to see what's happening with your seeds. Place this in a warm place in your house. Maybe it's near a heat vent. Maybe it's in the windowsill whenever it's sunny out, because the sunlight will hit the window and let some heat in, trap some heat. But make sure it's in a warm spot. Otherwise, the seeds might not germinate. Do you remember that word from earlier, germinate, sprout? I'd like to show you some seeds, some bean seeds that I started a couple days ago. And I have them here. Do you see this one? It's starting to grow something out the side of it. You know, a little bit, it's starting to grow. And then here's one that has grown some more. So I'm gonna draw pictures of these on my log sheets and keep watching them until they grow and grow, and we'll see what happens. I want you to do the same thing, because a big part of science is keeping records of what's happening so that you can go back and say, oh yes, I know, I remember that, or you can compare conditions. Maybe you put 2 seeds in one bag in a cold part of your house and 2 seeds in another bag in a warm part of your house, and compare the difference in how they grow. See what happens. So on your log sheet, you should have 24 days. You should be able to track this. Whenever we come back next week, we'll see what has happened with our bean seeds and see if they're big enough to plant. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the future plans of the social distancing STEAM program. Next week, whenever we get together, you'll need your 2 pots of flowers, your 2 pieces of paper from the library, and then there's some things that you'll need to get from home. You'll need a hammer or like a round river rock sort of shaped rock, something that has mostly flat surfaces but rounded so that there's a place that you can pound with. You'll need a sturdy flat surface like a table or countertop. You'll need some paper towels, and your challenge is to find some leaves and other flowers. Take a walk, maybe find a 4-leaf clover, maybe you'll find some other flowers. You do want flowers that you can flatten. So if you find a tulip, you can pull the petals off, but you won't be able to use the whole tulip just as it is. Maybe you'll find, you can pull the petals off of a dandelion. Maybe you'll find a maple leaf. Maybe you'll find a willow leaf. So just something, anything that you want to make a picture of. White flowers won't work very well, and neither will very pale ones. You'll need darker flowers than that. So that's for next week. For the weeks after, we've got some fun plans. We're gonna make a worm farm. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. We're gonna learn to make some cheese. We're gonna make mozzarella and stretch it. We've got some fun programs coming up, and we hope that you'll join us in the next couple weeks for Social Distancing STEAM with the Everett Free Library. Thanks.